Alexey Venetsianov was a seminal figure in Russian art, recognized for pioneering a heartfelt approach to the depiction of peasant life. His work marked a significant shift from the formal portraits and historical scenes favored by his contemporaries, focusing instead on the everyday lives of the Russian peasantry. Venetsianov's unique style and subject matter not only opened new horizons in Russian art, but also paved the way for the development of realism in the mid-19th century. Born on February 18, 1780 in Moscow, Alexey Venetsianov was the son of a small merchant. His early life offered little hint of his future prominence. The initial part of his career was not in art, but in bureaucracy. After moving to Saint Petersburg in his early 20s, Venetsianov secured a clerk position in the government. Despite his lack of formal training in arts during these years, he developed a keen interest in painting. His artistic pursuits were largely self-taught, supplemented only by casual studies and personal experimentation. Venetsianov's life as an artist began in earnest after an encounter with the renowned portraitist Vladimir Borovikovsky. Around 1802, Borovikovsky took notice of Venetsianov's talent and encouraged him to pursue his passion for painting. Under Borovikovsky's informal guidance, Venetsianov honed his skills, focusing primarily on portraiture. He achieved a moderate level of success and recognition in this genre, receiving commissions from various nobles and officials. However, Venetsianov's artistic interests soon shifted towards the lives of ordinary people, inspired in part by the growing movements across Europe that emphasized the dignity and beauty of common life. In the early 1820s, after acquiring a country estate, Venetsianov immersed himself in the rural world, which profoundly influenced the trajectory of his art. He began capturing the serenity and simplicity of the Russian countryside, focusing on scenes of everyday peasant activities, harvesting, resting, and tending to animals. This shift in focus was groundbreaking. Prior to Venetsianov, Russian artists rarely depicted peasants with any sense of empathy or realism. Venetsianov's portrayals were intimate and respectful, showcasing the peasants with dignity and a sense of individual personality. His masterpieces such as The Gleaner and Threshing Floor display a keen observation of rural life, with a focus on light and atmosphere that adds a lyrical quality to his representations. In 1819, Venetsianov achieved significant recognition when Emperor Alexander I purchased his painting Reapers and awarded him a hereditary title. Buoyed by this success, Venetsianov opened his own art school in 1825, which was one of the first in Russia to offer free education to young artists, particularly those of modest means. His school became a crucial institution as it was particularly focused on landscape and genre painting, which was still new to Russian art. Notable students who trained under Venetsianov include Nikolai Sverchkov, Grigory Soroka, and Mikhail Lebedev, each of whom continued to develop the Russian realistic tradition in their own ways. Venetsianov's style is characterized by a soft, clear light and a delicate yet precise use of color. His compositions are simple but powerful, often centered on one or two figures set against the vastness of the Russian landscape. This simplicity was not just a stylistic choice, but also a philosophical stance, reflecting his belief in the value of the ordinary and the everyday. Despite the initial acclaim, Venetsianov's later years were marred by difficulties. His focus on peasant life was not universally appreciated, with some critics dismissing his subjects as unworthy of fine art. Additionally, the political climate in Russia grew increasingly oppressive under Tsar Nicholas I, who took a dim view of any emphasis on peasant life that might stir dissent. By the 1840s, Venetsianov had fallen out of favor, and his financial situation deteriorated. Alexey Venetsianov died tragically in a carriage accident on January 4, 1847. His death marked the end of an era in Russian art, but his influence was enduring. He not only opened the door to new subjects in Russian painting, but also demonstrated the power of art to affirm the humanity and dignity of all social classes. Today, Venetsianov is celebrated as a pioneer of Russian realism, and his works are cherished for their compassionate portrayal of rural life. His paintings are held in many major museums, including the Russian Museum and the Tretyakov Gallery, and continue to inspire new generations of artists interested in the realistic and empathetic portrayal of everyday life. His legacy is a testament to the profound impact that one artist can have on the cultural and social fabric of a nation.